Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be exploring the wisdom and symbolism in Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
Okay.
We've got excerpts from the 25th anniversary edition,
Oh, yeah.
including the foreword, prologue, and
Yeah.
some key passages from the story itself. We're going to unpack why this book about self-discovery and following your dreams has resonated with so many people for so long.
Yeah, it's really interesting how the alchemist's journey to becoming a global phenomenon
Yeah.
almost mirrors the journey of its main character, Santiago.
The foreword really highlights that, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, to think this book that's touched so many lives
I know.
was initially dropped by Coelho's publisher.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-blowing.
It is.
Yeah.
Coelho's own path to becoming a writer was filled with challenges, but he persevered, just like Santiago.
Right.
And that resilience is a key theme in the book, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like the book itself had its own personal legend to fulfill,
Yeah.
finding its way to readers' hearts, despite the initial setbacks.
Exactly.
And once it did, it truly resonated. We're talking Bill Clinton, Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
The book became a global sensation.
Yeah, and it's still the most translated book by any living author.
Wow.
The universality of its themes, the search for meaning, the courage to follow dreams, the connection to something larger than ourselves,
Wow.
that's what continues to draw people in.
You mentioned the personal legend.
Yeah.
And that's actually introduced pretty early on, right?
Yeah,
But before we even meet Santiago, there's that thought-provoking prologue about Narcissus.
right.
Not exactly your typical hero's journey intro.
Right. Coelho takes the classic Greek myth and gives it a twist.
Okay.
Narcissus, gazing into the lake,
Yeah?
doesn't just see his reflection, he sees the lake reflecting its beauty back at him.
That's a pretty deep concept to open with. How does that set the stage for Santiago's story?
Well, it foreshadows this idea that self-discovery is not just an inward journey. It's also about recognizing the beauty and interconnectedness of the world around us. We see ourselves reflected in the world and the world reflected in us.
Okay, so then we meet Santiago, a shepherd living a simple life in Andalusia. He's not your typical hero, but he has these recurring dreams about treasure at the pyramids.
Right.
Vivid dreams, too. I mean, an abandoned church with a sycamore tree growing through it.
Yeah.
You can practically feel the Spanish sun.
Those recurring dreams are important.
Yeah.
They're not just random images, they're a message from the universe, a nudge toward Santiago's personal legend. Coelho presents dreams as the language of the soul.
So how does a shepherd boy from Spain even begin to interpret a dream about the pyramids of Egypt?
Well, he encounters an old woman who interprets dreams.
Okay.
She tells him the dream is in the language of the world and urges him to follow it. He's skeptical at first,
Yeah.
naturally,
Well, yeah.
but she plants the seed of possibility.
But leaving everything behind to chase a dream is a scary proposition. Even with the promise of treasure, I imagine there's a part of Santiago that wants to hold on to the life he knows.
Of course. That's the resistance we all face when confronted with our own personal legend.
Yeah.
It's the fear of the unknown, of failure, of what we might lose.
And what finally pushes Santiago to take the leap?
He has a chance meeting with Melchizedek, the king of Salem.
Yeah.
Now, this is a pivotal moment. Melchizedek explains the concept of personal legend,
Okay.
this unique purpose we each have.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't sugarcoat it. He acknowledges that mysterious force that tries to hold us back,
Right.
our fear.
That scene where Melchizedek talks about the baker who always dreamed of traveling really stuck with me.
Yeah, Melchizedek uses that analogy to illustrate the danger of putting off our dreams.
Right.
The baker chose comfort and familiarity over his personal legend.
Yeah.
Now he'll travel when he's old, but will it be the same?
Right.
It's a powerful reminder that the time to pursue our dreams is now.
That's a message that resonates with everyone, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
I mean, who hasn't felt that pull
I know.
between the familiar and the unknown, the comfort of the present
Yeah.
and the potential of the future?
Absolutely. It's a universal struggle.
Yeah.
But Melchizedek's message to Santiago and to us is clear.
Yeah.
Don't let fear dictate your choices.
Right.
Embrace your personal legend.
So, inspired by Melchizedek's words, Santiago sells his sheep, gathers his courage, and sets off for Tangier, the gateway to the African continent, and ultimately the pyramids.
Right.
But things don't exactly go as planned, do they?
He encounters a setback,
Yeah.
a harsh one.
He gets robbed.
Yeah.
Not exactly the smooth sailing start to a hero's journey that he might have imagined. It would be easy to give up at this point.
Right.
I mean, he's alone, broke, and in a foreign land.
Yeah.
What keeps him going?
Well, he has those two stones Melchizedek gave him,
Right,
Urim and Thummim.
right.
They represent his intuition, his connection to something bigger,
Hmm.
and they become his touchstones, reminding him to trust his inner guidance.
So even this setback, this
Yeah.
moment of despair, becomes a turning point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It forces him to look inward, to rely on his intuition, and to start seeing the world through a different lens. He begins to understand the language of the world,
Okay.
the subtle signs and omens that guide him.
And this new awareness leads him to the crystal merchant shop.
That's right. He ends up working for the crystal merchant,
Yeah,
who represents a different kind of challenge for Santiago.
right.
The merchant is stuck in a rut, afraid of change,
Okay.
even though he dreams of going to Mecca.
It's that fear holding him back again, isn't it?
Exactly.
And Santiago, full of youthful energy and new perspectives, shakes things up. They create a display case,
Right.
something unheard of in the shop,
Yeah.
and business booms.
Yeah.
It's a symbol of breaking free from old patterns, taking risks, and embracing new possibilities.
Yeah.
Santiago learns valuable lessons about business, about the world, even picking up Arabic along the way.
He does.
But is he any closer to his treasure?
That's the question, isn't it?
It seems like Santiago is gaining valuable experience, even though he's seemingly sidetracked from his original goal.
Right.
He's learning about the world, about business, even saving money. It's not like he's just passively waiting for his dream to come true.
Exactly. He's actively shaping his own destiny,
Right.
He's taking the initiative, learning new skills, and adapting to his circumstances.
Mm.
But just when he thinks he might settle into this new life, those stones,
Yeah.
Urim and Thummim,
Right.
reappear.
Okay.
It's like a wake-up call.
It's like his intuition, symbolized by those stones, is reminding him that his journey isn't over yet.
Right.
He's meant for something more than just a successful life as a crystal merchant.
It's that inner voice, that pull towards his true purpose that he can't ignore.
So he joins a caravan heading across the Sahara, a vast and dangerous landscape.
Right.
He's traveling with a diverse group of people, including an Englishman obsessed with alchemy.
That caravan is a microcosm of the world. You've got people from all walks of life with different beliefs, different goals, all journeying together across this challenging landscape. And the Englishman, he represents the intellectual approach to seeking knowledge. He's read all the books about alchemy, but he hasn't figured out how to apply it in the real world.
He's missing that experiential element, that willingness to take risks and learn through action.
And that's where Santiago's journey becomes a powerful example.
Yeah.
It's not just about reading about dreams, it's about living them, experiencing them, even when it's scary or uncomfortable.
And the desert itself becomes a teacher for Santiago, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The desert, with its vastness, its silence, its constant threat of danger, pushes Santiago to confront his fears and limitations. It's in this harsh environment that he learns to truly listen to the language of the world, not just through omens and dreams,
Right.
but through the subtle signs and whispers of nature itself.
The caravan leader plays a role in this education too, right? He's a strict, disciplined leader focused on survival in this unforgiving landscape.
Yeah.
He teaches Santiago about respect, resilience, and the importance of following the rules of the desert.
The caravan leader embodies a practical, grounded wisdom. He represents the importance of discipline and respect to the environment. But then they reach the oasis,
Okay.
a place of safety and abundance in the heart of the desert.
And it's at the oasis that Santiago meets Fatima.
And this encounter is about more than just romantic love. It's about recognizing a kindred spirit, a connection that transcends language and culture.
It's that universal language that Coelho keeps referring to, isn't it?
Yeah.
The language of the soul, of the heart. But this encounter presents a dilemma for Santiago.
Right.
Does he stay with Fatima or continue on his quest for the treasure?
It's a classic conflict love versus destiny.
Right.
But Fatima, with her wisdom and understanding, encourages him to follow his heart.
Okay.
If I am really a part of your dream, she tells him, you'll come back one day.
She recognizes that true love doesn't hold someone back from their dreams. It supports and encourages them.
It's a powerful message.
But before Santiago can even process this, he has a vision of an army attacking the oasis.
Right.
Another one of those omens, right?
Uh-huh.
But this time, the stakes are even higher.
This vision tests his courage and his trust in his intuition. It would be easy to dismiss it as a dream, a figment of his imagination, but he chooses to speak up,
Right.
to warn the tribal leaders, even though they initially doubt him.
Because this time, it's not just about his personal journey. It's about the safety of the entire oasis.
It's about using his intuition to serve a greater good. And the oldest chieftain, wise and experienced, heeds Santiago's warning.
Okay.
He understands the importance of listening to the messages of the desert, even when they challenge tradition.
Right.
They prepare for battle, a decision that ultimately saves the oasis.
But in the midst of all this, where is Santiago?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
While the oasis prepares for battle, a mysterious horseman rides into Santiago's camp in the dead of night. He pulls out a sword and holds it to Santiago's throat.
That sounds terrifying. Who is this mysterious figure?
It's the alchemist.
The Alchemist. But why does he threaten Santiago like that? It seems like a strange way to introduce yourself, wouldn't you say?
It's a test. The alchemist isn't just looking for a student, he's looking for someone who is brave, someone who is willing to face their fears and stand their ground.
Okay.
And Santiago passes the test. He speaks his truth, even though he's terrified.
And the Alchemist recognizes something special in him, right? He sees a kindred spirit, someone who's on a similar journey of self-discovery. But he doesn't just reveal himself right away.
Yeah.
He tells Santiago, if you survive the battle, come find me.
Yeah.
And then he vanishes into the night.
It's a challenge, an invitation. The alchemist sees potential in Santiago, but he also wants to see if he has the courage and resilience to overcome the obstacles in his path.
And the battle does come. It's intense. But the people of the oasis, prepared and united, are victorious.
They prevail because they were open to new ideas, willing to challenge tradition and listen to the whispers of the desert, even when those whispers came from an unexpected source, a young shepherd from a distant land.
So the oasis is safe, and Santiago has survived another trial. But his journey isn't over yet. He sets out into the desert once more, this time with the alchemist as his guide.
And this is where the real transformation begins.
The desert is such a powerful setting.
Yeah.
It feels like a character itself, stripping away our pretense and forcing you to confront your deepest fears and desires.
Exactly. It's a place of extremes, of stark beauty and unforgiving challenges.
Yeah.
And for Santiago, it becomes a crucible for transformation.
Right.
The alchemist doesn't just tell him where to find the treasure.
Yeah.
He guides him on an inward journey.
This is where the idea of listening to your heart takes center stage, right?
Yes, the alchemist emphasizes that true wisdom isn't just about knowledge. It's about understanding the language of the heart.
Okay.
He tells Santiago, whatever your heart is, that is where you'll find your treasure.
I love that line.
Yeah.
It's such a simple yet profound truth.
It really is.
But I imagine it's not always easy to listen to your heart,
No.
especially when there are doubts and distractions.
Of course, Santiago struggles with this. He's thinking about Fatima,
Yeah.
wondering if he made the right decision to leave the oasis.
Right.
But the alchemist reminds him that his heart is a guide, not an obstacle.
It's about learning to trust that inner compass,
Yeah.
to navigate life's complexities with both head and heart.
Precisely. And the alchemist introduces Santiago to this concept of the soul of the world, this interconnected energy that flows through all things.
Right.
He tells him, when you want something with all your heart, that's when you are closest to the soul of the world.
That makes me think about those moments when you feel completely aligned with your purpose,
Mm.
when everything seems to flow effortlessly.
Yes, it's that feeling of being in sync with the universe, of tapping into a power greater than yourself.
Yeah.
But the journey isn't always smooth.
Right.
Remember when they're captured by those tribal raiders?
Oh, yeah.
It's a tense moment, a real test of the alchemist's wisdom and Santiago's faith.
That scene had me on the edge of my seat.
I bet.
I was wondering how they were going to get out of that situation.
The alchemist doesn't resort to tricks or magic.
Yeah.
He uses his understanding of the world,
Okay.
his ability to connect with people on a human level.
Right.
He convinces the raiders that Santiago can turn himself into the wind,
Okay.
a seemingly impossible feat.
And incredibly, Santiago does it.
He does.
He taps into that universal energy,
Yeah.
the power of belief that the alchemist has been teaching him about. It's
Exactly.
a symbolic transformation,
It is.
showing us that we're all capable of more than we think if we can align our hearts and minds.
It's about recognizing that the power to achieve our dreams lies within us.
Yeah.
We just need to learn how to access it.
But all this time, Santiago is still searching for that treasure he dreamed about.
Right.
And where does it lead him? Back to where it all began.
Back to that abandoned church with the sycamore tree
Wow.
in his homeland.
It's a full circle moment, reminding us that sometimes the greatest treasures are found in the places we least expect them.
It is.
So the treasure isn't gold or jewels.
Right?
It's the wisdom and self-discovery gained along the way.
Uh-huh.
The real treasure was the journey itself.
That's a powerful message, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's about embracing the journey, the challenges, the setbacks, and recognizing that those experiences are shaping us, transforming us, leading us to our true selves.
And that, I think, is the enduring power of The Alchemist.
Yeah.
It's not just a story.
It's a guide.
It's a guide for anyone seeking their own personal legend, a reminder that we all have a unique path to follow a treasure within us waiting to be discovered. What resonates most with you?
Oh, so many things, yeah.
What's the biggest takeaway you'll carry with you from this deep dive?
For me, it's that reminder to listen to the whispers of the heart,
Yeah.
to trust that inner compass that's always guiding us, even when the path ahead seems uncertain.
Right.
And I think that's a powerful message for all of us.
It's a message of hope, of possibility, of the transformative power of following our dreams.
Absolutely.
So as you continue your own journey, keep your heart open to the whispers of the universe. Who knows what treasures you might find along the way?